Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Parminder here. Welcome to SAP S4HANA Simple Logistics training sessions. So we are in our next episode where we are going to do the system configuration. We have already started our system configuration in our last session. So I will quickly cover what we have done so far, and then we will proceed ahead from there. So in our last session, we completed the Fiori part. We discussed a few more things in the Fiori, that how the Fiori applications developments need to happen. Okay, if the development needs to happen, if the enhancement need to happen, what kind of different tools, what kind of different techniques we need to use it. There are the multiple options to do the enhancement, multiple options to create the applications. So based on the what scenarios, whether it's a GUI application, whether it's a Fiori simplified application, how we need to simplify it, what kind of simplification is required. Based on that, we can go ahead and adopt to the different tools. So that is the first thing we have discussed. And then we also went ahead and discussed few things on functional specification. If the functional specification is required to be created by a functional consultant, how we can do it, how the functional specification can be created, that also we have discussed. What kind of things would be there in the functional specification. And I have also shown you the roadmap viewer from where you can download the specific functional specification documents. So we have also gone into the system. We have seen that if we need to develop a Fiori application, let's say the create sales order, what we need to do, how we need to go through the different Fiori applications through the Fiori library or through our launchpad to understand that the new application which we need to create, what reference we need to give it. So that part also we have seen. We have checked that manage purchase order is having the option to create purchase order with the new screens, new Fiori screens, but create sales order doesn't have. So if you want to do it for the create sales order, what kind of changes we can propose in our functional spec, which will make easier for our technical consultant to do the development. So that is the part first initially we covered. So once we have covered this part, we went ahead and then we went into our system configuration session, where basically we discuss what kind of system configuration would be required. So what I said, that initially we need to make sure that our system configurations are in place so that we would be able to run the scenario. So the first thing we'll be doing, we'll making sure that all the system configurations are there in place. And once the system configurations are there in place, we'll start running our scenarios. So we discussed that what kind of system setup we are going to do. We'll be creating an enterprise structure. We'll be creating company code, plant, storage location. That part we have already done in our last session. We created a company code, we created a plant, we created storage location. So basically full enterprise structure which is required for procurement and full enterprise structure which is required for sales, we have created. And the basic org structure which is required for production also has been created. And we also did the assignment part. So we have done the assignment parts, and then after doing the assignments, we jumped into doing the financial settings. So when we were doing a financial setting, then basically we discussed we need to create a chart of account. We have created our own chart of account. Under this chart of account, multiple GL accounts need to be created. So in this screen, we discussed and we tried to understand what kind of different GL accounts which will be posted. So in this one, I have discussed about purchasing and sales. We'll also discuss in the production. It would be too much together if I put it everything. So for sourcing and for the sales, if we need to go ahead with the transaction posting, what kind of GL accounts would be hit? So that GL accounts we have mentioned in this page. And then we have tried to group together these GL accounts into the account group, so that if you want to group them together, how the grouping can be done and how account groups need to be created. So we identify that we need to create 5 account groups, and under the 5 account groups, These different GLs accounts we need to create to complete our financial settings. Okay, before we proceed ahead to the next session, so we'll start exact from the same point where I have left. Now we'll be creating based on this understanding. First, we will be creating account groups, and then we will be creating the GL accounts. But before we do that, I will take a quick pause to check if you have any questions from any previous sessions. If you have anything, you can ask it now before we proceed ahead.
Yeah, Param, I had a question. Like in any of the implementation projects, say like yesterday you created the new plant and the storage location and sales area. So who will decide for the naming of those plants and storage location? Is it the business or is it a function consultant has to decide that?
The final decision would be coming from business. Okay, business is the final decision maker. Okay. But functional consultant need to help them. So what org structure has been required, business would not be knowing that what kind of org structure is required. Okay, so first what we do in the implementation project, your consultant would be explaining. So you would be having already overview that what kind of scenarios we are going to run. Okay, to run those scenarios, what kind of org structure is required. So first we explain org structure or enterprise structure, that what is required by SAP, that will be requiring a company code. What is company code? What it will do? That will be explained by your functional consultant. But how many company codes are required? Okay, each country there can be one company codes. We are doing a different business in different companies. If you're doing a business in US, you would be creating a separate company code for US. If you're doing a business in India, you would be creating a separate company code for India. Within India also, if you have a two different kind of registration of two different kind of businesses, okay, you have a separate business where basically you do the manufacturing and sales and operation, you manage it for your foods product, and also your company also produce the packaging, the carton boxes or other things. So that's a different kind of business. So for that different kind of business, a separate company code would be required, because we need to report separate financial transactions for that. Then we'll be discussing and explaining them that under the company code we'll be having a plant. What is plant? What is a manufacturing unit? And then based on that explanation, they would be coming back that how many different plants we require, how many different manufacturing units we are having, how many different places we do store the materials to further sales, kind of a distributions channels or distribution centers. So they would be coming back and telling us, okay, I have a 4 manufacturing units and I have a 3 distribution centers. So based on that, we'll be creating that things in system. So basic input is given by consultant, and the final outcome, the final results which we configure in the system, the final decision comes from the business.
Okay. So for example, like when you create a plant for the first time, I mean, you give an address and everything, right? Mm-hmm. So that address, you have to gather that even before you start the setting up the org structure?
Yes, yes. So before we set up the plant, we basically create a small template to collect the addresses. We ask business that, okay, they have told these 10 plants would be there. We propose that what would be the codes for that plant, and then they puts that what should be the description of the plant and what should be the detailed address of the plant. So those details we get it from business. Once business gives it, then we create a plant, storage locations with the addresses in the system.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other question, guys? Okay, if you don't have any another question, let's proceed ahead, and we would be moving ahead, and I would go to the system, and then we'll see that where we have left, and we'll proceed ahead from there. So let me log into our remote desktop. So I've logged into the remote desktop and we were doing our configuration in 1909 system through SPRO. So we'll continue from there. We have already created this enterprise structure. Within the enterprise structure, in the definition, within the financial accounting, we have created our company code. That is the highest level required. A company code is mandatory to create. Without company code creation, you would not be able to do any transaction in the system. So that is the highest level. So we have created the company code in the financial accounting. Controlling, we have not done anything. Logistics general, we have created our plant and we have created our division. Two things we have created. Sales and distribution, we have created sales organization, distribution channel, sales office, sales group. All the four things we have created for sales and distribution. For materials management, we have created a storage locations and we have created purchase organization. In logistic execution, I went ahead and I have created our shipping point. So the shipping point has been created. Then we went ahead into the assignments. In assignment, in logistics general assignment, we assigned our plant to company code. So that assignment we have done. Then in sales, we have a multiple assignments. Sales organization to company code, distribution channel, setting up the sales area, sales office. So all of this we have done. Then we need to assign purchase organizations to the company code and purchase organization to plant. So that assignment also we have completed from here. Here we have completed logistics execution. We have assigned our shipping point to the plant. So that part we have done here. Once we have completed this definition and assignments, then we went ahead into the financial settings. So this financial accounting settings, we went ahead. First, we went into the general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, GL account preparations. So we have created a chart of account. So all the structure which we have created, we are following SG01, SG02, and by using SG02, our company code, plant, everything is basically, the code is SG02 so that we can easily remember. Let me check whether we have done assignment of chart of accounts to the company code. I think we have done. Let's check. Yes, our chart of account is assigned to the company code. Have we defined the account groups? Let's check. Account groups has not been defined, so we need to define the account groups. And how we need to define the account groups, we'll be creating a new entries here. Basically, these account groups will be controlling the these account groups would be controlling all of your what kind of fields would be appearing when you'll be creating GL accounts, and plus it would also be controlling your the number range of the GL account. When you create a GL account, what number range has been allowed, that also would be controlled through this account groups. And what account groups we need to create it, we already had a detailed discussion for that. So I will take you back to that slide. Again, we'll be following this slide. So we said that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 account groups are required. So I would be creating a 5 account groups here. The first account group is for the material management. So under the chart of accounts, SG02, which we have created, MAT, I will create, let me put in caps. And the name would be material management accounts. So let's say I'm starting from 1, I would say that from 1000. We will not be creating a many one, so I'm just giving a smaller range to 1100. So SG02 material account group has been created. This number range has been given. The similar way, we need to create all of the account groups which we have discussed. So the second account group which we discussed is we need to create as the income for our COGS account. So I will put INCM for income. This is my income, and I will be putting 2000 to 2100. Then we'll be creating third one under the chart of account. Third one we said is revenue account. Okay, so third one will be creating is the revenue. Revenue will create with REV. V is not working on my keyboard, so I will create REN for revenue. Revenue count again, I'm starting with 3000 to 3100. Then I would be creating SG02. What is the fourth one which we have said? The fourth one was your current asset. So current asset would be the fourth one. So I will put C. Yes, current asset. I will put current asset, and cash and bank accounts are also there. That will put from 400. So I'm putting the same number, same sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, which we have given, same sequence. I'm giving it here. Then we said that we will be creating a liability. I will create one more here. So I discussed that we'll be putting a taxes under the liability. But let me create a separate one for the tax because we'll be having both output and input tax. So let me create one general account group. General slash input slash output tax. That I will start from 6. So these kind of account groups we have created. Again, who would be creating these account groups? Functional consultant create these account groups, but what accounts need to be created and how it need to be grouped and how the numbers need to be started. These all come up with the extensive discussion from business. So we explain to the business that what are the standard accounts required for the flow if they are using order to cash, procure to pay, manufacturing. For that, what kind of standard accounts would be required, what kind of minimum accounts would be required, that we suggest to them that you should be having an inventory account, you should be having a initial inventory posting account, you should be having a vendor reconciliation, customer reconciliation account. Okay, so but how many those kind of different accounts need to be created? That comes from the business. So we have created a single revenue account based on the different regions we are having. The business can create a multiple revenue accounts. We will be creating a single GL account under the material, which is the inventory. Based on the finished goods, raw material, halve, generally business creates separate GL accounts. Okay, so there would be around easily 100 of GL accounts, which would be asked by business, and the grouping can also be more than this, which need to be created. So that would be the finance consultant role. They would be sitting with business and finalizing what kind of account groups are required. So our purpose, we have put it very simple to have few because we want to concentrate more on the logistics. This finance part we are doing so that we can run our end-to-end scenario. Okay, so we have done this SG02 part also. So our chart of accounts has been created. So I will save it. Then I will put, so we were using this one. So I will put in the same transport request, I would be putting it. Save it. So account groups has been created. We'll come back. We need to also create a return earning account. Okay, we have not created. We can also create account group for that. If it will be required, we will go ahead and create. But the minimum entry we need to just put it here. So that I would be putting it. I would just put a X here. And account, once we create it, we will be putting it that what is profit and loss statement this. The retained earning account is basically the balance carried forward account that each month when we close the books, we carry forward the balance. For that, which account the balance need to be carried forward. So we have not created as of now. I'm just putting it blank. If required, we will create it. So this setting has been completed. The next step is to create a GL accounts. But before creating a GL accounts, I will just go and check the global settings. So we have assigned the chart of accounts. Apart from the chart of accounts, we are also required to assign we are also required to assign field status and the posting variants. So let's check whether the field status and the posting variants, whether it has been, whether we have created or not. So in the global settings, I have gone into the ledger, not in the ledger. So one place is there, we can do it under this global parameters for company code. Here also we can go and we can put all the variants which we need to put it. And the other place would be, yeah, under the ledgers, we are having fiscal year posting periods. Okay, so let's go in that. Maintain fiscal year variant. Let's check what fiscal year variants we have. So fiscal year variant means that from when your fiscal year start, from when your financial year start and when it got end, whether it is January to December or whether it is like for India it is uh, April to March. So we would be using a standard period. K4 is there, which is a calendar year. So we'll be using this K4 period. Okay, standard fiscal variant we are using. We have not created new. And the same one I will assign to the company code. So there is assignment of company code to fiscal year variant. Here I will go to our company code SG02. And I will assign K4 and save it. It's taking some time to get it saved. Let's wait. Let me log in here and let's check what is happening. Okay, it's still not saved. Let me go to SPRO. We were at SAP reference IMG. We were doing financial accounting. Under the financial accounting global settings, under the global setting ledgers, under the ledgers fiscal year and posting period, and here we were doing assign company code to a fiscal year variant. Okay, it is still trying to do it has logged the data and it's still trying to do. Let's take a display from here. Let's check whether our entry has been saved or not. No, it is not saved. This is still trying to save it. I'll do one thing. I will just kick it out. I will go ahead and stop transaction. From here, I will go into the company code SG02. I will put the K for here. K4, enter, save. I don't know why it is taking so long. Generally, it doesn't take. It's very quick. Okay, let it work. By the time it is working, we'll try to check the another settings. SAP reference IMG, financial accountings. Global settings, ledgers, fiscal year and posting periods. We need to also assign the field status groups. So here in the field also we have a field status variant. So we need to also assign a field status variant that has been logged by 190995. Okay, let's display it and then we'll see. We'll unlock it and we'll see. So basically, when you will be creating a GL account, in GL account you will be putting a field status groups, and that groups would be controlling that when the GL account get posted, what kind of fields are mandatory, what kind of fields would be required during your account posting. That would be controlled through the field status variant. So I think now our is creating a customization request. Our assignment to the posting variant I think has been done. So this has been done. SG02 to K4 has been done. That's good. So this assign company code to fiscal variant we have done. So we were at the next step of the field status groups. So these are the different field status groups which is existing. Okay, the 001 is the standard field status group which has been given from SAP side. Generally, we copy this and create our own field status group. Okay, so let's see whether we have created for SG01. SG01 we have created. So what we'll be doing, we'll be copying this field status group so that all status groups are available, and we'll copy it to our SG02. Go and check. It is still logged, so I will copy this user and we'll go to SM12 to kick out this user. So I will delete the lock entries. So once the lock entry has been deleted, I would be able to proceed ahead. Now I will go to the field status variant. Now it is working. So I will go to our SG02, or you can also copy from the standard 001, the SG01, and copy to SG02. We'll click it on here, copy as. This will create SG02. Sastrageek. Okay, and then I will press enter. It will ask me that you want to copy all status group. I will say copy all. All the 48 entries has been copied. Enter. We can go into this. We can click on the field status groups. All entries are available. I will just click on save. Customization request has been saved. Field status group has been created. Now we have created a field status variant. This field status variant need to be assigned to our company code. So I will go into our company code SG02 and I will assign this variant here. So the variant has also been assigned. So we have assigned chart of accounts, we have assigned field status variant, and then we have assigned the fiscal year variant. So generally 4 things we need to assign. The 4th thing is the posting periods. So fiscal year variant, we have assigned it. We'll go into the posting period. Posting periods will control that in which period the posting would be allowed. So I'll go into the defined variants of open posting periods. So here we'll be creating our own posting period. I just want to check. Okay, SG01 has been created. We can create our new entry here, SG02. We are creating this our own stuff so that we will not be having a disturbance in the system. So existing variant would be assigned to so many things and people just go blindly change the posting periods and then your posting will get stopped. That's why we are creating our own so that we'll be having a less disturbance in the system. So SG02 has been created. Okay. And then assign variant to company code. Now it is logged by SAI 524. Okay, no issues. I will go here and kick it out. You can also do this, but you need to also make sure that you yourself doesn't log the configuration settings for long. As soon as you do the configuration setting, you come out so that other people would be able to use it. SG02. My variant is SG02. See. So variant has been assigned to company code. The next thing we need to do is define open and close posting periods. So you can choose that for particular GL accounts or for particular variant which you have put it, which periods need to be open, where the posting can be made. So we need to also open the periods. So I will go to the open and close posting periods. So it will ask me a posting period variant. If we go ahead with SG02, you will see a blank screen and you need to define it here from scratch. So what we do generally, we come back and we would be going here with maintain all. Here I will be going ahead with SG01. I will just copy it. So plus plus means all accounts has been put it. This is a different kind of account, asset accounts, customer accounts, vendor accounts. You can also block certain kind of accounts where the GL entries is required to be restricted. So what I will do, I will select all of this. And I will copy. So SG01, I will change to SG02. And here my period is open from 5th to 6th. That is fine. So we are at the 5th period, so we'll be able to do the posting. That's good. So I'm changing SG01 to SG02. Okay, this is done. I will save it. The data has been saved. So my posting period is also done. Okay, if you want to see all of these entries, you can go to the global parameters for company code. In the global parameters, everything can be defined and you can see it together. So SG02. So you can see that our field status variant SG02 has been assigned. Posting period variant SG02 has been assigned. Fiscal year variant K4 has been assigned. Chart of account SG02 has been assigned. If you maintain all of them, you can also come here and assign these things to company code SG02. Okay, so we are done with most of the generic configurations which we require to set it up for the finance. We have put it our company code, we have put it our all of the variants, we have opened the period where the posting would be required, we have created the chart of accounts, we have created account groups. Now we will require the master data for the finance. So what is the master data for finance? Your master data for finance is the GL accounts. So we will be requiring a GL accounts. As we discussed, the multiple GL accounts would be required. So that we will be going ahead and creating it in the system so that we would be able to do the postings. So now I will be first creating a master data for finance, and then we'll start creating a master data. We'll start creating material masters, and we'll start creating a business partners also. Business partner would be a longer topic because it's a new concept. I need to discuss a lot of things. But let's quickly create a material master part and the GL accounts. So I'm going to FS00. So FS00 is a transaction code to maintain GL accounts. Okay. All of the things, if you are worried that how it would need to be done, so we have created a document which we will be sharing it. Let me quickly show you that document. This is a basic configuration document we have created, which would be having even how you need to do, because we are not the finance consultant. So we are guiding you step by step that even if the GL accounts need to be created, how you can go ahead and create the GL accounts, different GL accounts which we require it. This is the determination of the GL account. So that also will go through how the determinations are required. Shipping point configurations, material master configuration. This configuration we still need to do. So we'll go step by step. Let me first create GL accounts. Then we'll try to do one posting, one financial posting we'll try to do, so that we'll do just a sanity check that our all configurations are in place and the financial documents are getting posted. And then we will be going ahead with some standard configurations which we need to do related to material master, activation of material ledger, and then we'll be creating a material master. Okay, guys, so let's in FS00. So in FS00, what we can do here is you can put your own company code. Okay. So right now it is showing me the SG01. So let me first switch off this hierarchy. Initially the hierarchy will not help us because we have not created anything. Once we have created, then we'll switch on this hierarchy. So I'm going into the settings hierarchy display. Do not display the navigation tree. So I don't want to display this navigation tree on the left hand side. I need to reopen the transaction. Okay. Now we are good. We will be creating a GL account here. So the first GL account which we need to create is inventory, where the inventory would be posted, and then initial inventory. So inventory and initial inventory both are my material manage accounts. So I will go ahead, and we started from one start from 11000. I will be creating in SG02 account. It says that 100 does not exist in SG02. I will be clicking on create this account. My GL account type would be balance sheet account. So apart from your revenue account and apart from your income account, okay, revenue account and income account will be posting into the non-operating expense or income. Apart from all other accounts will be going into your balance sheet accounts. Will not be selecting this P and S because we have not done the configuration for controlling. We are only working with finance. CO has not been activated. So this primary cost or revenue and the secondary cost, we are leaving it. Okay, and we will be just doing it operating expenses, and income will be using it for revenue, and then the balance sheet we will be using it for your all other accounts. So I will select the balance sheet account here. Account group is materials management accounts. So this one is my inventory account. So I will put a short test inventory, and here I will put inventory posting account. I will put enter, and then I need to go to the control data. We need not to mention anything specifically. Create bank and interest data. The important field is field status group. We need to assign a field status group. So for all material related account groups, the field status group, we use it YB06. If you are not able to put, so this is the standard field status group which we have copied from the standard variant which is coming. This will be controlling that when this account need to be posted, what kind of things would be there, what kind of things should be there. I'll press enter. Okay, and then I will press on save. Okay, just a warning, go ahead. So 1000 has been created. Now we'll be going and creating 1001. In 1001, we will be creating our initial inventory difference posting. Again, it's a balance sheet account. Account group is material. Short text is initial inventory upload account. Initial inventory offsetting account, I am putting it as a text. Control data is fine. Here again, the same field status group I need to give, YB06 material accounts. And then click on save. Okay, this is also done. So what is the next? Next, so we have created both of this account. Inventory account already is the same account. When debit credit would happen. The next we need to create an income account. Let's create our income GL account. So 2000 I will create. GL account time, here it is the income, so I will select non-operating expense or income. If I will select this, I need to also give the cost element. I don't want to give the cost element, so I will just select non-operating expense or income. We have created account group income, so we'll select. If you put some another number here, let's say 3000, and you are selecting income, it will not allow to create because the income account we have mentioned in the account group that it should start from 2000. That's why it's allowing this number range. So this is basically our COGS account we are creating, right? Yes, COGS account. So here we'll be putting COGS. COGS is inventory adjustment. Control data is fine. Here for COGS, we need to find it out that what field status group we need to give. So this is change in the stock account. So that we use for COGS YB30. If you're not able to remember it, no issues. You can follow the document and then get it created. So this also has been created. Income has been created. The next one is, this COGS we have created. The next one is the customer reconciliation account, which is starting from 4. So now we'll be creating a customer reconciliation account. This customer reconciliation account will also require it. The customer reconciliation account will also require it when we'll be creating our business partner. Again, this is a balance sheet account. So customer reconciliation is basically your account receivable. Account receivables comes into your asset, current asset. So I will be putting in current asset. Here, customer reconciliation account. Control data here, we need to put it here, reconciliation account for account type. Okay. Here we need to put, this is a customer reconciliation account. And to make sure we don't have any tax complications, we'll also select here, all tax allowed, all tax category allowed, and post without tax is also allowed. So that setting we'll put it here. For reconciliation account, we are having separate grouping has been given. Let's select that. So this is a reconciliation account. So I will select this one. And here I need to also select reconciliation account ready for input. So this is the little bit different settings we have for reconciliation account, which we need to make sure we put it in place. Save it. So reconciliation account also has been created. Let's go back. What is the next? Next is revenue. Okay, for revenue also we have created a separate account group which starts from 3. So we need to do the revenue postings now. So we'll be creating the account 3000 for revenues. Again, revenue is expenses. Your income and revenue will come here. I'll put it non-operating expenses. This is my revenue account. Control data is fine. For my revenue account, so they have given here the specific account group for revenue. So we'll be selecting this and we will be saving it. Account group we have not selected. Okay. Account group will be the revenue account. So this has been created. Your revenue account has also been created. Customer reconciliation account is created. Now we need to create a bank account. Bank account is your current asset account. So that we need to create it. If you're having any questions, just hold on. Let me complete this account creation, then we'll come to question and answers. Now let's create the bank accounts. So bank is the asset we have created for 4, 001. 000 is already created. I will create 4001. Create it. Again, balance sheet account. Account group is current asset and cash. This would be my which bank? Let me go. Wells Fargo. Let's get this one. This is my Wells Fargo bank account. Okay, so we'll come here. For field status, we'll be having a separate bank accounts. We'll be putting YB09. Now the bank account also has been created. What is next? Inventory account has been created. GRIR account, which will be used in your purchasing postings. So let's also create a GRIR account. Same transaction we'll be using. Now for GRIR account, what we said, what kind of account it is. It is again a material account. So it will start from 100, 1001 I have already created. I will create 1002 for this, for GRIR reconciliation account. So 1002, create. Again, it's a balance sheet account. Material manage accounts. The GRIR account. Control data is fine. Here I need to put field status group for GRIR. There is separate, here it is good invoice received clearing account. I will be selecting that. And this one we want to only do it posting automatically. We don't want to have a manual posting in GRIR accounts. So I'll select post automatically and then save it. Okay. GRIR is also created. Then we are having the vendor reconciliation. So let me also create a vendor reconciliation account. So vendor reconciliation account, we said it would be part of your fifth, it is part of your liability. We'll start from 5. So I'll start 5000. Again, the settings would be kind of same setting which we have done for customer reconciliation. This would be part of your liability. Short text would be vendor reconciliation. This again will be using when we are creating a business partner, we will be using this. Control data. Again, text category, I will put star. All text allowed, posting without text allowed. Reconciliation account type vendors. Field status group would be the reconciliation. Field status group. Reconciliation accounts. Ready for input. Save. So reconciliation account also has been created. 5000 is our account. And then we said that we'll be also creating for text. Let's create for both output text and input text. First, let's create for output text. So this is the balance sheet. Account group. This is the general we have created. General input output. This is your output text. Output text account. Control data. Here text category I will put as a output text. Output text accounts. And I will put it here also without posting also it's allowed. Field status group here, we will be selecting general YB01. Save. Okay, let's also create one more account that is for the input text. That is the last account. 6001. Balance sheet account. Account group would be your general. Input text account. Input text account. In the control data, I will be putting here text category as the input. Input text account. And field status group, I would be creating it as a general. Okay guys, so little bit you would be seeing this new screens if you have never worked on finance or integration with finance, but that would be kind of a mandatory things to do it in the system. If you are facing a problem in this, you can just go ahead, you are using the same system, you can copy all of the things from the SG02 and you can create with the copy. Okay, so that you can quickly do these steps, or you can also follow the documents which we will be sharing it, and by following those documents, please set it up your system. Okay, I will take a quick pause to check if you have any questions now. Yeah, Jasdeep.
Hi, Parminder. Yeah. So I was just wondering about, I'm not sure if you explained yesterday, I missed the last part of the session. Like the purpose of the field status variant and the GL account type, how does it impact?
So field status variant controls that what kind of field status group you would be able to select in GL account. So field status variant we have assigned to the company code, and based on that company code, system is showing us here that these all field status group is allowed for you. Now these field status groups would be controlling that when the account posting would be happening. When the accounting posting would be happening, what kind of fields would be mandatory in that posting? What kind of fields would be required? What kind of fields would be displayed and what kind of fields would be headed? That would be controlled. Just to give you an example, if it is a bank account, the value date, some another fields would be mandatory, which need to be put it up. So that control of the fields would be done by this field status group and field status variant.
Thank you.
And this is basically your account types that we have a different kind of accounts for the balance sheet reporting. We have a balance sheet account, okay, which we are selecting. Secondary cost is basically if you are want to have some account which will be only used in CO. Only CO posting would be happening. There is no FI linkage. That is your secondary cost. P is your GL accounts, which will be linked with your costing. Okay, you will be having a FI posting also, and the CO posting will also be triggered. You need to give a costing element here. You need to give some cost center here. Costing element need to be linked with this kind of account posting. If the costing element would not come in the account posting, system will not allow you to post entry against that GL. So whenever you have a linkage of FI and CO, your revenue account and income account, we create it as a P. It will be linked with the cost element. If it is only FI and if it is not linking with your CO, here we have done only FI, so we have selected N, non-operating expense or income, which will not be triggering any posting to your cost center or profit centers, the CO part.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Any another question?
Yeah, I had a question for them. For example, when you're creating a purchase order against a cost center, so it asks for a GL account, right?
So what happens that when you create a purchase order, and then once the posting would be happening, let's say against the purchase order, you would be doing a GR, good receipt, you would be doing it. At that time, we need to make sure your GL account get determined, GL account determination happens. So for that GL account determination, the GL account generally will don't put in the standard inventory posting transaction, we don't put it manually. There are some exceptional cases where the GL account would be put it manually, but in the standard inventory accounts where the purchase order has been created with the material and then we are doing the receiving, we expect that the GL account, the financial posting will happen at the background automatically. So for that, we'll be doing more configurations where basically that is the integration between your FI and MM. So getting with the GR posting, getting your GL account determined automatically and posted is your integration between FI and MM. That will require one more set of configuration that also will do it. After we create a master data, we'll do that configuration also, that how our GL accounts would be determined when you will be creating a purchase order and doing a GR against it.
Okay.
Hello, sorry, there is a question. Okay. So if you don't have any other questions, so we have done the basic configurations and the basic master data of the GL now. Now the next step which we are going to do is, I will just try to do a one transaction posting. We'll do a one transaction posting into our system to make sure that the sanity check that all the required financial postings are happening correctly or not, or if some another configurations are required. So I will just directly put a financial entry which happens, let's say a scenario where you are buying some inventory, okay, without MM is not there, SD is not there, PP is not there, only finance is there, only finance posting you need to do. So that kind of posting I will do it. But before that, let's go and check what kind of different accounts we have created. We'll be requiring that. So I will go into the settings and hierarchy display. Now I will go display accounts in navigation tree. I need to again open it /nfs00. Now I will be getting a navigation tree in my left hand side for the company code SG02. Here you can see that our current asset accounts are one bank account we have created and one is customer reconciliation account. Okay, then we have a tax accounts. These are the tax account. This is the income account. This is my liability account. This is my materials management inventory related accounts. And this is my revenue account. So these accounts I have created. So let's go ahead and do a posting to do a sanity check. So I'm going to the transaction FB50 to just do a credit and debit entry between two accounts. So the scenario is we are going to buy inventory through cash or through bank. So when we'll be receiving the inventory, so where is my inventory account? This is my inventory account. I have received my inventory of my asset, inventory will increase. So inventory will increase means inventory will get debited. Let's say we'll debit inventory with $100. And this is my bank. I would be paying through my bank account. So bank is also kind of an asset. Okay, and when the asset will get reduced, we will be having a credit entry here, $100. Okay, so that is we are trying to do. We'll try to do 1,000 account and 4,001 account debit and credit entries. That is what we are going to do it. We'll just save this one and put it in our
Arvinder.
Yes, please.
Regarding the GL account type, one is P and one is the other one. Can I just put the place?
GL account type, we have used N, and other one we have used non-operating, and other ones we have used the balance sheet.
Yeah, suppose you have a costing also implemented, and you have always selected the primary.
cost, yes, then you need to select P, and you need to also give the cost element.
So I should not select the non-operating cost, right?
Yes, right.
By default, we should select that costing side, because generally today or tomorrow a company implement the costing, right?
Yes, you are right. So generally what happens, to make this simplified, because we want to focus on the logistics side, I don't want to go into very deep of the finance so that we lose the track. We have not activated the CO. Generally, the minimum thing which all company uses, the cost center part, the profit center part, they use it. So the controlling has been activated, controlling area would be there, and we need to use another account type. So this account type, we are using it so that we can easily do our configuration for the financial side so that we can run our logistics. But most of the companies, you are right, they would be using another account type where the linkage with the costing would be there. Okay, so here now I am doing a posting. I would put the document date as a 25/05, same document date I will put. Reference I will put Sastrageek. GL account, I will be taking it from here. I want to do the debit in my GL account, which is inventory. So 1000 debit, 100, and credit to my bank, which is 4001. Okay, one thing we need to make sure the company code here, it is by default selecting SG01. We don't want to do the posting in SG01. We want to do the posting in SG02. So that is the first thing we need to select. We need to select SG02. Then we need to put the details again. So 1000 debit, 100, 4001 credit, 100. Okay, so now the first error we got in company code SG02, the number range 01 is missing for the financial year 2020. So we have not set it up the number ranges. So it is asking us to go and maintain the number ranges. So that configuration we have not done. So let's go and maintain the number ranges. So that's what we do basically. We will be doing basic configuration when we'll do the transaction. Whenever the error comes, we'll be doing some more configuration to proceed ahead. So whenever the error comes, you would be having here where system would help you to go ahead and do the configuration with this help text. Or the other thing can be, in some places you will also see this icon, customizing icon. So you can also go here and then do the customization. So here we are having defined document number ranges. Okay, so let's check for SG01. These are the multiple intervals are there, which has been already maintained it for SG01. The same thing which we'll be doing it, we will be copying it this from SG01 and we'll get it maintained for SG02. So let's go here, define number ranges. And I will click on the copy from SG01. I will be doing copy to SG02. It is showing me a message that this number ranges are not transportable. Okay, so in the next system, we need to again create it. That's normal. So let's check intervals. So intervals, the same intervals has been created for us. Okay, then we'll go back. It is giving me some warning. I will ignore this warning, and now it is giving me error. The error is no amount tolerance range entered for company code SG02. So let's also put amounts tolerance range. So amount tolerance range controls whenever you are doing a posting, each kind of employees would not be able to do the huge postings. They would be able to do the limited amount postings, right? So that has been controlled to the tolerance group. So here, in earlier case, we clicked here because this was not given by SAP. Now here we are having a path already given here. So I will go here and maintain the required customization setting. So this is defined tolerance group for employees. We'll go it again. I will copy from SG01. So blank tolerance group has been created. So I will copy the same one with the blank and I will put it to SG02. Okay, so it has been copied. You can see that this is the amount which has been permitted to post it. And he can also give a discount up to 5%. That cash discount limit also has been given. So let me save it. So this has been done. So tolerance group has been created. So some additional for 4001 additional entries required. So that additional entry is due on date. For the bank account, it is coming from your field status group. In field status group, it is mentioned that it's mandatory to create this date. So I'm just putting this date 2505. Now both are in green. This is also in green. So our entries are correct. Now I will click on the save to do this posting. Another error. There is no item category assigned to account 000 1000 in SG02. So let's see. So this error comes if the account splitting has been activated. Okay. So if the splitting has been activated, then you would be getting this error that we need to give the classification item categories we need to give. Because the splitting happens at the client level. But there is an option that we can exclude it for a specific company code. So that is what we are going to do. I will go ahead and exclude it for our company code because we don't want to go ahead into that complex scenario of splitting, document splitting. So I will just go click it here. I will go here, classify GL account for document splitting. It is asking me to do the classification. But rather than doing that, what I will do, I will go into the activate document splitting. Here the tab is deactivate per company code. I will go to SG02. I will click on inactivate. Okay, and then I will save it. So this error has also been resolved. Please come back. Okay, now this is a very dangerous error whenever it comes. Correct the customizing settings for ledgers for the universal general. Okay, so this entry you would be getting it many times in S4 HANA, basically with the concept of universal general. So I will tell you what is going to happen here. Now this correction will take a little bit of time. So you can check that whether at the universal general level your customizing settings are correct or not. So this is a link SAP has given that you can check whether the settings are correct or not. So we'll run this report to check our customization setting at the universal general level. So you see so many errors are there. So when you do this checking, it is not only checking for our company code, it's checking for all the company codes which exist. And it gives you so many errors here. So that was the initial, in 1610 initial phases, this was given. Then SAP has done some improvement and they come up with a second report. So let's run this second report. So this would be giving us only the issues and errors which is specific to our company code. Okay, so what is happening? Our SG02 posting period variant is empty for ledger 0C, for ledger 0E. Our posting period variant is saying it's empty in this particular ledger. So what happens that we are going to use only the leading ledger, which is 0L, which is a default leading ledger. But this is a testing system. There are a lot of people do the testing. So they have to check and do the testing of the parallel GL scenario. They have created so many extended general ledgers, which is a parallel GL to our main ledger 0L. So that's why there is so many errors you can see here. The 63 errors are there, but that would not be there in any of your production system. We don't have that so many of your parallel ledgers. Okay, but even though if you have it, then the same thing you need to also do, same kind of settings you need to also do in your same kind of settings you need to also do it in your projects also. If so many parallel GLs are there, you need to go and do this customization for each of this ledger 0C, 0E, V0. So let's see how to do this, how to do this part. We'll go into the configuration. So first one is 0C, and then we have 0E, which we need to fix it. So I will be going into the second tab, which is new settings. Define settings for ledger and currency types. Again, somebody has logged it. Okay. I don't have any other option to kick it. So this kind of locking, you will see a lot of locking only for the finance, because most of the finance people are using this system. In logistics, this kind of lockings would be less. Okay, it's taking some time to load. By the time it is loading, if anyone has any question, you can ask it.
So, Parminder, this parallel ledger, like, does it affect in day-to-day transaction of other modules like MM, SD, or like any new field or something we need to activate or during transaction?
Yes, it would be impacting all of the areas, because it's your it's basically it's linked with your leading ledger. So all of your account postings, even though we don't do this correction, you would not be able to post your transaction. You will not be able to do the goods issue. You will not be able to do the good receipts. So all things it would be affecting. So if the configuration has been not set it up correctly, it would be having an impact in logistics also for sure.
Yeah. So even after configuration has been set, it is only backend which is going to be updated, or our day-to-day user has to activate any new field or anything like in GR or creating PO or something like that?
No. So only thing is that for the logistics side, there is no new thing we need to create it. It would be happening at the backend side. Whenever the posting would be happening to the main ledger, the parallel ledgers would also be automatically will get updated. That is what is going to happen.
Okay.
Okay, so there is no impact, but there can be some manual entries for the finance to do some, if they want to directly put posting to the sub ledger, or not the sub ledger, the extended ledger. Okay, in that case, they need to select it manually and do the financial posting. That's a direct financial postings.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So where were we? So we were trying to check. We were trying to do some configuration, right? So the error which we got it related to the universal general due to the parallel ledger concept. Due to that, what error we got? We were trying to resolve it. Okay, it looks like somebody now, this time somebody kicked me out. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do the check again. So here define setting for ledgers and currency types. So here we will not be able to completely resolve this issue because it takes some time. I will just show you how to resolve. We need to go one by one in each of the extension ledger, and then we need to get it resolved. So basically what we'll be doing, unnecessarily our company code has been extended to all of this extension ledgers. So we will just remove the linkage. We'll just delete our company codes from the extension ledger so that even another finance people do any change in the extension ledger, our posting should not get impacted. So there are around 65 extended ledgers are there. So we need to do a deletion of this entry in all of the 65 line items. So I will do it one or two, and then rest of them will be doing it offline. You can also set it up your system, and if you face the same kind of issue, you can do the same kind of thing. Okay, so here, so this is our leading ledger 0L. So we are facing an issue in 0C or OC and 0E, right? And they all are linked. Your 0L is linked with 0C, and then 0E is linked with 0C. Underlying ledger, you can see it. So I'm going here, I'm going to the company code setting for the ledger. When this warning message came, just click on the continue. We'll go to our company code SG02. We'll select our company code. It is asking that some of the settings are missing. If you want to see, you can double click. So you can see the posting period variant can be different in the different sub ledgers. That is the basic concept. So I need to go, either I need to put my posting period variant here one by one. If I put it, my error will be resolved. Or another thing which I can do is, which I will recommend you to do it, is delete this SG02 from this. So now from 0C, the SG02 has been deleted. I will save it. It looks like so many people are working parallelly on the system, so that's why it's a little bit slow. Okay, so let it work. So what we are going to do is that once this setting has been done, we will again run the report and we'll again try to see, we'll again this report, okay, and we'll try to see whether the 0C error has been resolved or not. Okay, just creating a transport request. So by the time it is saving, I will quickly try to check this report again. Okay, data has been saved. We need to go back because we have followed the sequence, so we need to go back now. So now we need to check it again. So you will see here the posting period variant is empty for 0C has been now removed. So because 0C was linked with 0E, so when we have removed from 0C, automatically it has also removed from 0E. Okay, so that's the way basically now we are having around 61 problems. So we need to go one by one and we need to delete those entries. And then once we delete this entry, then we would be able to see that the posting is happening correctly. Okay, so I will not sit it here and do it. It will take around 15 to 20 minutes to do this deletion and make sure our company code SG02 is ready for financial posting. I'm leaving it here. I will do it offline. Okay, during the week, you also make sure that you also do this entries. You also do these settings, whichever we have shown here. If you face the same kind of problem, you need to also delink your company codes from your extension ledgers. Okay, so we are leaving it here. We will not be able to post this transaction. So I would be showing you that the posting of this transaction FB50 in our next session next week. I will proceed ahead with another configurations. Okay, so only that error is remaining. I hope that once that error is resolved, we'll not be getting any another error. But if we get any another error, we will be just following that error, doing the configuration and getting it resolved. So now I will proceed ahead. Okay, I will proceed ahead with the another configuration, the another basic configuration which we need to do. So the first step we will be requiring to do is we'll be creating a material master and we'll try to understand what is the basic change has been introduced in the material master. So even though you go ahead and create a material master, there would be some things which would be mandatory customization which we need to do it. So now we'll be doing it that mandatory configuration which is required to set up of your material master. So few things you need to do is that you need to go here in the logistics general. So I will show you what kind of basics things we need to do. Within logistics general, we need to come product lifecycle management, material master. So material master related settings we are doing, basic settings, maintain company codes for material management. Okay, so we need to maintain our company code, which is SG02. 2020 and my period, I will mention it here. So I need to mention here my company code for the materials management. Okay, OMSY setting, so that we will be able to do the postings in the MM periods. So that is the one setting we need to maintain it. Then another setting is that the material type settings also we need to do it. So we'll be going into the material types. Define attributes for material types. Say FERT. finished products, quantity and value updating. So for our company code, we need to make sure that our valuation area is nothing but our plant. We are doing a valuation at the plant level. So valuation area is nothing but plant SG02 and material type FERT. So the quantity and the value update should be ticked here for SG02. It's already done. Okay, that's good. I will go back and check for another material type also. Material type, let's say ROH. So another material type will be using ROH. But this it is not ticked. Let's check for ROH. And one couple of more material types you might be using it. We'll be using raw material ROH, FERT finished, and semi-finished material HALB. All this semi-finished, for that also I will do it. These settings are very important, guys. This setting, and after this we need to do one more setting, very important, material ledger activation. If you have missed this setting, the quantity and value updates for the material type, and you have not activated a material ledger and you have gone ahead and starting creating materials, you will be finding a lot of problem. If you have created a materials in bulk, you would be in mess. Okay, system would be not stopping you. It will allow you to create a material master, but it will in that material master, material ledger would not be active, and there's no manual way to activate a material ledger in a material. It activates automatically. So if we face these kind of problems, we have not done the configuration which I am showing you now, and you have created your materials, you need to go back to SAP. SAP has a special programs which they run to get material ledger activated at the material master. So this is done, and then let's also do for Hava. Hava is trading material. Hava also we have updated quantity and value update, and then save it. Okay. Now the next step which we need to do is we need to activate your material ledger. So material ledger activation happens at the plant level. Material ledger activation is mandatory in SAP S/4HANA. That is a change in SAP S/4HANA, but it doesn't mean that your actual costing is mandatory. Actual costing is not mandatory, but your material ledger activation is mandatory in S/4HANA. So we'll be just be activating our material ledger at the plant level. So these all settings which I am doing it is the screenshots is available here. MRP controller also will require to create it. We'll create it once we'll be getting an error in the material master. So this is the material ledger activation. Okay, so this is the material ledger activation which we need to do it. The transaction code is OMX3. We need to do it. Okay, and then we need to do another transaction code which is OMX2. This is the path under the controlling product costing, actual costing material ledger. We need to do it, and then we need to go to this transaction CKM start to activate our material ledger. So that is the thing we are doing. We'll be doing these 3 steps to activate our material ledger in our system. Without activating it, we'll not be able to do anything. So let's go again to our SPRO settings. This time we'll be going into the controlling, but we are not setting up the controlling. We are just activating the material ledger. Under this controlling, we'll be going into the product cost controlling, actual costing and material ledger, So activate material ledger for valuation areas, assign material ledger type to valuation areas. So first we'll be going to the assign material ledger type to the valuation area. Our valuation area is SG02. So I need to create a new entry. So this is a material ledger type which defines that what kind of currencies would be available. So the currency type and valuation type is 10 for 9,000. If you want to see that one, I will go one step back and I will go to the first assign currency types. So you would be able to see in the 9,000 we'll be using it. Only one currency is there. Currency type and valuation type, we can use the two here. So if you will go it here, it would be happening your material ledger. The currency type would be your company code currency. Although we can also assign more currency types here. With the material ledger concept, you would be able to do your valuation in parallel with the 3 currency types. Okay, we'll be using only one currency type, which is the company code currency. So this 9,000, I will assign it, which is having a company code currency. I would be having all of my valuation only at the company code currency. I would be assigning it under this transaction. I will create a new entry, SG02, and here I will assign 9,000. And enter it. And then save it. So this is the first step. The second step is to activate material ledger for valuation areas. Activate material ledger. So this is SG02. We need to put material ledger active and price determination. So price determination, will be mentioning it here. You can mention it here, price determination 1 or price determination 2. Based on that, how the price need to be determined, whether from the transaction or you want to put some forcing from the material ledger setting. Okay, the system got disconnected. Let it connected again.
So Parminder, in the meantime, are you sharing any SAP document for these modules?
Not a SAP document, we'll be sharing this document. So that this is a big document which has all the configuration and steps. You can follow this document to do the configuration. That will be sharing it. We have a cockpit page. Under the cockpit, we have created a button exercises. In this exercises, I think one exercises has already put it up from the previous session related to Fiori. One more exercise we are putting it today, which is for the Fiori KPI. And then this exercise, I will put it, the detailed document, which you can use it to do the configurations.
And the certification material is possible to share?
Sorry?
Certification material?
Certification materials is already shared. You need to check your Google Drive. In the Google Drive, go and check into the shared with me. We have already shared all of the books.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't see it, just drop a message to support@sastrageek.com, or you can just in our support number, you can just drop a WhatsApp message. Okay. So you need to know that there's actually 2 IDs are there. If the server got dropped from one ID, we have this secondary.sapids.online. You can also use the secondary one to proceed ahead. So we are going with the transaction base. So system will be picking your price determination from the transaction, standard price or moving average price. That system will be taking it from the transactions itself. So we are putting enter, then we are putting save. Okay. Okay, so the customization is done. Now we need to activate it. CKM start transaction. So CKM start, either you can go directly to the transaction code, or you can go to the SAP menu path. That would be your accounting. Again, it's still we are at the accounting. We are doing the accounting settings. We need to go controlling, product cost controlling, actual costing material ledger, environment, production startup, CKM start. Okay. I will just do a test run. We'll do it for SG20. Everything looks okay. I will remove this test run and execute it. So there should not be anything in the red. Everything is in green. It means the material ledger has been successfully updated for our plant for SG20. Now, if you will be going ahead into the to create a material master, you would be able to see that the material ledger activation tick is already coming. Whenever you create a material master, material ledger activation tick is there. And if the material ledger activation tick is not there, you would not be able to do any postings. Any material movement posting system will not allow you. So that is mandatory. But the drawback here is that SAP still allows you to create your material master without material ledger activation. So the problem happened that you have not activated the material ledger, but you have created a material master and it doesn't throw error, it gets saved. Material ledger tick is not ticked in the material master, and then you would be facing a problem to get it ticked again. You need to connect to SAP and then they would be providing a support to get those material ticked, which doesn't have a material ledger active. Now I think, let me quickly check. I think one setting more we need to do. We need to, for inventory management, we need to assign the plant. So let's do this setting and then we'll be good to create a material. So I'm going back to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. I will go into the materials management. Purchasing, not the purchasing. Inventory management, plant parameters. So we need to set up the plant parameters. Let me check if we have done for SG01. It's not there. Let me select something else. A20. Okay, A20 is there. So I will be copying my plant parameters for A20. So this is some generic settings which will be requiring it for the inventory management, so that inventory management transaction you would be able to do it. Copy. And I will put it here, my plant. SG02. Okay, so that has been done. It is not like that we have done each and every configuration. Some more configuration will be doing on the way when we would be creating a materials. Okay. Now we would be able to create a material. Let me just quick check on time. Okay, so we have already spent 2 hours. So I will stop the session here. It's a logical break where basically basic configuration has been done. And then in our next session, we will be jumping into the simplification. So far in the last 1.5 session, whatever the things configuration I have done in a very fast manner. Okay. And wherever we'll be going into doing some basic configuration, I would be doing in the fast manner only. And we'll reduce the speed when it comes to the simplification. So we'll be discussing in detail whenever it comes to material management in the material master, whatever the things which is going to change. Let's say your number length has been extended to 40 characters. So that is the thing we'll be discussing in detail. There's some changes in recently in 1809 and 1909 related to the batch management. That is the thing which we are going to discuss in detail. Business partner configuration, I have not touched purposefully because that we need to discuss in detail. I will be doing a configuration with you, explaining you in detail because that is the new stuff, that is the Delta stuff. So Delta stuff, the speed would be slow. This basic configuration, I have done it quickly because the expectation is all are the experienced consultant and you would be knowing the basic stuff. And the finance related stuff, knowing it, even it is not required, just follow the document, prepare our system, make it ready so that the document posting will happen. So now in the next session, we'll be doing some creation of material master. We'll discuss what are the changes in the material master. Then we'll jump into the business partner and we'll be doing a configuration and all the concept of the business partner we'll be discussing in detail. Once the business partner is done, I will cover one more topic on HANA migration cockpit. Okay, so that you can upload the data in mass if required in the system through the HANA migration cockpit. That would be the target for the next week. Once that is done, then we'll be starting our order to cash cycle. So before starting order to cash cycle, there would be some more configurations would be required. Let's say the account determination configuration we have not done yet. We'll be doing that configuration first, and then we'll move ahead and run our order to cash cycle. So guys, before we close our today's session, any question you have, any relevant, irrelevant, any kind of question you have, you can go ahead and ask before we close our today's session. The next session will be happening next week and we'll be continue with our journey on the material master simplification.
Yes, yesterday I was creating analytics view for the 1610, and I use the recommended that link. Right? So if I didn't find any analytics view for the 1610, but when I went back and see that all apps, then by product 16, I found around 116, 127 something analytics view. Again, I thought, okay, there's a mismatch. On the search, I put analytics. I found 100 something. I put analytical. I put 27.
Are you talking about CDS views?
No, analytics view.
Which application you are talking about?
In the Fury apps library.
Oh, okay. Fury apps library, the Excel you have downloaded. From the downloaded Excel you are talking about, that how many analytical applications are there.
Right. So I didn't find anything for the 1610 from the recommended view. I recommended apps, right? But when I went back and checked in the apps, on the app, all apps, by product and all, I found 100 something. And when I searched by analytics, 100 something I got again. When I put analytical, I put 27. But when the all on the download Excel sheet, there's nothing in the 1610 for analytics view.
It means that when you have downloaded the Excel sheet, it is not properly downloaded for 1610. 1610 has analytical applications. Okay, the procurement analytics started coming from 1610 itself. So the procurement analytics application would be there for sure. So it means that when you have downloaded the Excel sheet, it is not properly downloaded.
But to download that, I have to upload that sample Excel sheet, right?
That is also not required.
Not required?
Without also you can do it.
Okay. So I have to go to stage 2 again directly, step 2.
Yeah, so there is in the step 2 also we have just put it some dummy things, right? So you can go ahead, put some dummy things and proceed ahead.
But without step 1, it allow me to, without uploading the Excel sheet, I move to next stage.
Yes, you would be able to move it.
Okay. Any issue, I can send a SMS, WhatsApp message, right?
You can, we recommend you to create a message in the forum. So we have given you the forum. So right. Multiple people are there. If you don't see any response on the forum in 24 hours, then you can just drop a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
But in forum, you can put your issue in detail. You can put the screenshots. We'll also be able to understand it better.
Forum means in their website, right?
Yeah, in the website. So in the website, we have created a forum. You all guys would be having access to it. Let me show it quickly.
Very professional here, yes.
So the cockpit which we have given to you, that cockpit itself is having a link, or you can straight away go to sastrageek.com. You should be log in, and then here we are having the forums. Okay, in this forums you would be able to proceed ahead, and you would be able to put your queries here.
Okay.
Other guys, if you have any other question related to this session, if anyone has any query, you can ask it. Otherwise, you can discontinue, and I will continue discussion with me.
Yeah, Parminder, I had one question here regarding this parallel accounting. So currently, in our company, we don't follow this new GL functions, which includes parallel accounting. So if we go for conversion, so the first step is from business side. Even the bookkeeping and everything should satisfy the requirements of parallel accounting, which is a must, right?
For conversion, parallel accounting is not mandatory. Okay, although the recommendation is the new GL concept. New GL concept is the recommendation that you adopt to the new GL concept within ECC itself. You would be having a smoother conversion.
Okay. So before HANA implementation, it is better to get converted in ECC itself, right? Then
ECC itself. There are a lot of projects which we recommend that which can be done as a pre-project within the ECC itself. Your adoption to the new GL, adoption to the your credit management, FSCM credit management, adoption to the settlement management, adoption to the business partner. So all of these things can be done as a pre-project before conversion.
okay.
Within ECC itself.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Sure. Any other question, guys, before we finish today's session? Okay, if we don't have any other question, we are ending our today's session here. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great week ahead, and we'll be joining back next week on Saturday, same time. Thank you for joining. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye for now.